Hey paper callers, I'm Jordan Soto with Ringba, the premier call tracking platform for paper call marketers. In this episode, we're going to explain why paper call affiliates need their own call tracking. Affiliate marketers in the pay-per-call space are typically at a disadvantage when they rely on their partner's tracking platform for their payouts and statistics. This problem can cost affiliates substantial lost revenue from unmonetized calls, while also leading to overspending on media buying from a lack of visibility into key metrics that are driving their calls and conversions. This lack of information also impedes on affiliates' ability to negotiate with their partners. They often back themselves into a corner, negotiating from a point of weakness because they don't have multiple buyers that can compete for their calls. And even if they did have multiple buyers, without call tracking technology, affiliates will never be able to properly load balance and route their calls. Let's back up a second. As you probably know, affiliate marketers are third parties that provide calls to brokers, pay-per-call networks, call centers, and other businesses that are looking for high-intent leads to sell their products and services. They're typically compensated for every phone call they generate. That's why it's called pay-per-call. In other words, the affiliate is paid only when a call is connected to a buyer that meets all of the predetermined payout criteria. Here are some examples of payout criteria: minimum call duration, area code or geographic location, hours of operation, specific demographic information such as age or income, and more. When an affiliate generates a call that meets all of the requirements set for the campaign, it's considered a qualified call, and they are paid. Most of the time, when dealing with pay-per-call networks, affiliates are paid a flat rate per call and are sometimes given bonuses based on volume or quality. More sophisticated affiliates use real-time bidding software, like Ringba, to get buyers to bid on their calls, making sure they get paid top dollar every time. No control over call flow. Affiliates that don't use their own call tracking software give control over their destiny to pay-per-call networks or their other call buyers. There are all kinds of games that call buyers can play that allow them to take full advantage of affiliates. For example, the buyer may have a concurrency cap that is shared among multiple affiliates that may not allocate any specific affiliate guaranteed capacity. This will cause dropped calls to not be paid for and make it almost impossible to buy paid media. The worst part is that in most circumstances, buyers won't even disclose if this happens. Alternatively, buyers may quickly ask the caller for their phone number and say that they'll call them right back before the call's payout duration has been met. This is known as callback fraud, and if you don't have your own call tracking with recordings in place, you'll never be able to catch it. No transparency. Affiliates will also not be aware if a buyer decides to bounce calls, misreport the number of raw calls, or misreport the number of calls that met the conversion qualifications without their own tracking. Perhaps the partner involved is honest, but calls that go over the buyer's capping restriction are simply abandoned. While this situation remains honest, the affiliate is once again at a disadvantage because the advertising dollars spent to generate the overflow calls are lost. Unfortunately, due to the human requirement to answer the phone and unpredictable nature of call flow, this happens a lot. Call tracking can solve all of these problems. No ability to scale with multiple buyers. Affiliates should have multiple buyers for the same campaigns at all times. Otherwise, they're in a single point situation of failure, where if their buyer has a technical issue, has no capacity, decides to cut the affiliate off for various reasons, or other instances where their campaign has to be paused, the affiliate does not have anywhere to send their calls, and this can be dangerous for the affiliates who don't plan ahead. Due to the potential for easy money, affiliates are generally not thinking for the long term, and this lack of foresight creates a dangerous blind spot for their business. Affiliates should seek to find multiple buyers for their campaign. Typically, the more calls, the more buyers they should find, but in almost all circumstances, a minimum of 3 buyers is suggested. This gives the affiliate the ability to negotiate between multiple buyers, see which is actually performing better, and protect themselves from potential downtime. By having more buyers, the affiliate is now in the power position for negotiating payouts and can pull their traffic from their partners at any time without risking their business. Call tracking software makes this all possible. So, what's the solution? Ringba, of course. Rule number 1 for all types of online advertising for affiliates and marketers of any kind is track everything. Many affiliates we've encountered in the call space are reluctant to track their activities because, unlike clicks, which have a very low tracking cost, call tracking is significantly more expensive. Yes, it is possible to run campaigns without your own call tracking. Many affiliates do, but we have yet to encounter someone not tracking their calls that didn't have a significant amount of lost calls and wasted advertising spend. And that is a big problem. The solution for affiliates is to leverage call tracking, like Ringba, to reduce their advertising spend, keep their partners honest with independent verifiable statistics, and to sell off overflow wherever possible. The best part is that almost 100% of the time, call tracking actually turns into a profit center for affiliates. For affiliates, using your own call tracking puts you in the driver's seat, giving you control over your call flow and the ability to take pay-per-call affiliate business to the next level. This video is brought to you by Ringba. Ringba is the call tracking platform trusted by industry-leading pay-per-call companies. Connect your online marketing to your offline sales and get the data you need to drive revenue with Ringba. To learn more about how Ringba is changing the future of pay-per-call, visit www.ringba.com.